Guys, you have to remember, it's Barrett.
Yeah, we should definitely accuse him, even if there is no evidence.
Yeah, right.
All in favor of incriminating Barrett, say aye.
Guys, it looks like I got sued, so welcome back to another episode of the vlog. My own employee sued me. That's him over there.
No, that's cool.
And that I have a fan here. I don't know who this is, but it's interesting. That's the jury. So we'll see how it goes.
This court is now in session. Both sides, please present your opening statements. Prosecution first.
Okay, so Barrett is jealous of Jeremy, and he's like really salty that Jeremy has good ideas and he doesn't. Barrett stole Jeremy's idea for a LarkInfo video without permission.
My client would never have dared steal one of Mr. Harkin's ideas. He holds a standard of quality and integrity and is always sure to respect others. Personally, I think that the prosecution accused my client because Mr. Larkin is wider known and the prosecution wanted to take that fame from him. Simply put, the prosecution has a clear motivation for false accusations and vested interest in defiling the character of my client.
Prosecution, please call your first witness.
Justice Crouch.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Hello, Joey. How close are you to Barrett Larkin?
Who?
The man doesn't even know who the famous LarkInfo is! Why is he on the
Order in
stand?
the court. Ma'am, you will keep your comments to yourself while you're in my courtroom, please.
Barrett Larkin from LarkInfo.
Oh yeah, I've been subscribed to him for a while.
Have you ever seen his, or should I say, Jeremy's Spider-Man video?
Yeah, I think so.
The idea was good, even though the person and singing are super cringy and lame.
Objection. There's no reason to defile the character of my client.
Granted, Mr. Larkin's singing ability has nothing to do with the trial. Please take that off the record.
After you saw the video, did you ever talk about it to anyone?
Yeah, I think so. I forgot who it was though. Maybe a short kid on the soccer team named Hunter.
It was Jeremy Harkins.
Yeah.
And do you remember what he said to you?
He said that Barrett came up to him and like stole the ideas for the Spider-Man video.
Hear that, ladies and gentlemen? The disgusting and egotistical snail that calls himself an entertainer didn't even give credit to my client. And now he denies that he had help in the first place. He deserves the cheer.
Get him. Mr. Crowder, I respect that a man like you would have a busy schedule, and I will save your time by asking but one question.
Okay, but I swear it all happened like I said it did.
I'm sure it did, but tell me this. When did this occur?
Sometimes before Thanksgiving.
Thank you, sir. That's all.
Prosecutor would like to call its second witness.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Hello, Claire. Are you a friend of Barrett? Oh, wait. He doesn't have any friends.
Objection.
Double objection! I am Barrett's friend and I am his #1 fan forever!
Order! Ma'am, Barrett's pathetic loneliness has nothing to do with the trial. Let's take that off her.
Can you please repeat the question? Are you friends with Barrett Larkin?
Yes, I've known Barrett for quite some time.
Do you guys attend the same school?
Yes, we have English class together.
Has he ever stolen any ideas or plagiarized anything from you?
No, Barrett has never stolen anything from me.
How can you prove Barrett would never steal the idea?
Well, one morning during English class, we usually have some time at the end to hang out and wait for the bell. All of a sudden, Barrett looked really ecstatic. When I asked him what was going on, he told me about the Spider-Man video idea. I thought it sounded pretty good, and I seconded his pitch. Then things got weird when we noticed Jeremy was eavesdropping the whole time. He had a really mischievous look on his face, but Barrett dismissed it because he and Jeremy were really good friends.
I have no more evidence than Judge.
Are you finished, Miss Kaylee?
Yes, I am. Just like Barrett's career. Barrett has 136 subscribers! What do you mean?
Order! When you're in my court, you will stay quiet until you are on the witness chair and give your witness at the proper time. Does the defense have any questions?
Yes. Claire, what kind of reputation does Mr. Larkin have in your mind?
He's like the YouTuber of the school.
Was he always thought to be the YouTuber of the school?
He's the best YouTuber out there. He has over 10,000 views
We're gonna
total.
get out of my courtroom.
10,000 views.
No, I guess not. He has a good group of friends, and most people see him as an honest and nice person.
And when did that change?
Probably after the Cider-Man video. It was really popular among everyone for a while.
Okay, thank you for your time.
It was my pleasure.
Yuck.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Hello, Germ. I would like for you now to tell your side of the story.
Alright, so Barrett is a lying scumbag and his cat ran away.
Objection! What on earth does a cat have to do with anything?
Order in the
LarkInfo for life!
Please keep your opinions to yourself.
Continue.
Alright, so anyway, Barrett is always asking me for video ideas, as well as pestering me daily to write them or asking what is popular at the time.
Okay.
Alright, so one day I was thinking about cool, awesome stuff, like I do every day, bro, and I thought it would be cool if Spider-Man actually drank apple cider.
And you wanted to tell people about this cool idea.
Of course, I told Barrett before the video came out, and I told him that he should make a video and give me credit, but he said no, it's done like you. Then I told him bueno amigo Joey.
Thank you, Germ. That will be all.
I have a few questions for your honor.
I don't want to talk to this Barrett lover.
That's uncalled for. You said Barrett often asks you for ideas. Is that true?
I said it, didn't I?
And why is that?
He wants me to write stuff for him.
As a favor?
No, he asked me to work for LarkInfo as a writer pretty early on with no pay.
And how many videos have you written for him?
Total or partial?
An approximation.
2.5 maybe?
How many of those have been published?
1.25.
That's 1.25 out of nearly 50 videos. Interesting.
You know what's not interesting? LarkInfo.
Do you think my client would say that you're a quality and hardworking employee?
Probably not.
And would you agree that being fired is not a pleasant thing?
Well, it depends on the circumstance.
Objection! That is not relevant, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Your answer?
Well, okay.
Can you please write on this piece of paper the lyrics to the Cider-Man video?
Objection.
You can't even call an objection.
Again, if you could please,
I don't see the point.
can you say the lyrics out loud then?
No.
Mr. Larkin, can you please say the lyrics out loud?
Sure. Cider-Man, Cider-Man, drinks it out of a cider.
That hurts my ears. Stop.
As you can all see, the prosecution cannot repeat the lyrics to the Cider-Man video, but my client knows the words easily. There's no way that the video could have been Mr. Harkin's ideas if he does not even know the lyrics. On the contrary, Mr. Larkin is very familiar with the video's lyrics. That will be all.
Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Hello, McKenna.
Hi.
How do you feel about Barrett?
I mean, he's pretty cool.
Okay, can you,
Hang on, I need to Snapchat this.
Let me phone him off! Hashtag like a boss!
Order,
LarkInfo!
excuse me, please no Snapchatting, and next time at me at Judge Lukey Pookie.
are you done?
I mean, I guess so.
Do you think Barrett stole ideas from Jeremy?
Nah. I don't think so.
Okay.
Is that all you want?
Yeah.
Okay.
This girl is a complete joke! Get her a better witness! I don't need a better witness! Get her out of my courtroom!
Get out of my courtroom right now! Go get her! Get out of here!
LarkInfo for life, people!
I don't know if I want to be associated with that.
LarkInfo!
See, I kind of liked her. I don't know why.
I mean, I have Starbucks rewards to redeem, so that's it. Can I leave?
You can go, Ms. Miley.
Okay, thanks. Peace out, Ghost out.
Hey, do you have any witnesses?
Yes, now I have one more.
That's what you have one more of.
Yes.
That's me. Bible time.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, but nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Larkin, were you associated with Mr. Harkins in any way?
Unfortunately. So back in the day, when LarkInfo was first starting out as a little baby project, I hired him to write for LarkInfo. And his first project that he ever wrote was called Tissue Box Video. And if no one's ever seen it, that's because it got like no views, because it was bad. Needless to say, I did not ask him to write any more videos for me. But I kind of felt bad for him, so I kept him on as a writer. But his contract expired in October, so I was just like, just let him go. I didn't want to be too mean about it, but he said.
That's very interesting that he was mad after it didn't do so well. But that couldn't have been that bad.
Well, for the most part, it was okay, but every time I would make a successful video, he would get really mad. He'd be like, oh, you're not that great, you're dumb. But also in public, he would be like, oh, I work for LarkInfo, I helped with this, even though he didn't. So every time I got attention, he wanted to mooch off that attention. It's pretty sad.
Okay, now fast forward again to mid-October. Can you tell us the real story of how you came up with the Cider Man video?
Absolutely. So for Halloween, I knew I wanted to do some sort of video for Halloween, and I remembered that Spider-Man Homecoming had just come out, and that would be very popular around that time. And then I was looking in my fridge, and I saw cider. And I was like, cider? Cider Man? And then the beautiful pun was born, and that was the video. Puns, after all, are the best kind of comedy.
Objection, that is totally false. Puns are bad, and I request that last part be removed from the record.
Sustained.
I don't think we're allowed to do that.
I make up rules as I go, I'll allow it.
I think it's plain to see that the prosecution was jealous of the uptick in popularity my client was receiving due to this video. So he decided to take credit for it by telling people, such as Mr. Crowder, that it was his idea. And he would have gotten away with it too, except he started a bit too late. The video was uploaded on October 30th, 2017. And please remind us of when the first probable conversation where Jeremy claimed to have this idea.
Matthew, tell me this. When did the conversation occur? Joey. Oh, I don't remember the exact date, but I know when it was the week before Thanksgiving.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a story of a stolen idea and unfair treatment. It is a story of jealousy and false accusations.
That's ridiculous. No one will be jealous of Barrett.
Yeah, he's less accomplished than a toddler.
Okay, Mr. Harkins, prove me wrong. Think of a good trending video idea.
Oh, well, sure. How about the ice bucket challenge?
I rest my case.
Jury, please discuss the witnesses and decide on a verdict.
I wonder what they're gonna
So what do you guys think? Guilty or innocent?
All Matthew and Barrett have good ideas.
Yeah, all the witnesses say that Barrett hasn't stolen anything from anyone before.
No one had any evidence against him.
Guys, you have to remember, it's Barrett.
Yeah, we should definitely accuse him, even if there is no evidence.
Yeah, right.
All in favor of incriminating Barrett, say aye.
Aye.
The jury has found the defendant guilty.
Okay, this courtroom has been adjourned.
Okay, guess see you guys next time on Escaping Prison Vlog. Subscribe to turn sarcasm into an art. Also, you'll help me get my goal of hashtag 2018 in 2018. So tell your friends and tell your enemies, LarkInfo is the sarcasm destination of the internet. Like the video if you liked the video, and if you're on the fence, YouTube chose this just for you. See you soon, idiots. That's what I call my fans. Funny, right?